Times Influence Initiative.
When it comes to investing in stocks,
while traversing the length and breadth of India, the NSE Prosperous India Brigade pit stopped at Surat. Here are the highlights from the Surat edition.
To make money and to create wealth is very, very easy, and it's very, very simple. But what we have seen in last 25 years is very few people are able to make decent money, decent return, and are able to create their wealth. And based on our experience in last 25 years, what we have seen is the biggest element in creating wealth and the biggest attributor to your wealth is your behavior. If your behavior is aligned with your investment goal, then probably it's very easy to create wealth. In any market, if you study more than 100 markets, the volatility are always there. There are ups and downs in the market, and we all know that volatility creates an opportunity. And if you stay invested over a longer period of time, definitely you will going to achieve your wealth. When it comes to mutual fund, we started off in 94, 92 private sector mutual fund got introduced. And the beauty of mutual fund is if you have a short-term money for a period of 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 days, there are products available. If you have a medium-term money for let's say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the products are available. And if you have a long-term money for your long-term goal, for your child higher education, for your child marriage, for your any housing plan, then you have a product for longer period of time. And there are in between hybrid products are also available. So it's a very interesting vehicle for any retail investor to participate in investment journey. But unfortunately, if you look at the western part of the world, the penetration of mutual fund is extremely high. In US, UK, Canada, Australia, the penetration of mutual fund is more than 40%. The retail penetration of mutual funds is more than 40%. Even in insurance, it's around 30 to 35%. And the component of bank from the financial savings of individual investors is very little, is around 10 to 12%. Unfortunately, in India, our major financial assets is into bank deposits, which is around more than 45 to 50%. And mutual fund is less than 12 to 13%. Even the insurance is around that as well. So what I'm trying to say is, it's a great opportunity, it's a great product, and if you want to satisfy your any kind of need, short-term, medium-term, long-term need, I think this is a vehicle which satisfied your all needs. Within mutual funds, to achieve your long-term goals, there are concepts available for you. Systematic investment plan is the great idea where you can invest regularly, small amount, invest regularly, and then you can create a wealth over a period of time. But unfortunately, the component of SIP is also very, very small compared to the potential. In our experience, in last more than 15 years, the SIP investor has generated double-digit return. And why I am quoting this? Because if you compare your investment into bank deposit vis-a-vis the equity-based mutual funds, I think this is the only vehicle where you can create your wealth, you can beat the inflation over a longer period of time. And it's very, very important to beat inflation, because if you have seen in last 15 years, to beat inflation in your long-term goal is very, very, very critical. Thank you.
Moving ahead, the enthusiastic audience at Surat also got a chance to interact with NJ India Invest Jignesh Desai to address important queries and quash myths behind investing.
Thank you so much for that speech. It was very enlightening. And of course, you spoke about investing in a disciplined manner despite the volatility as well in the markets. But let's start off with the basics of investing. People have goals in mind. Can you start off by telling us how important it is to go about the right way and starting at the right time?
The financial planning concept is not there in our country as of now. And unfortunately, we do not have the professional financial planners also. But if you look at the MFI certified mutual fund advisors, there are many advisors who can help you out to draw your plan. So first we'll have to start with your needs. So once you identify your needs, what are your long-term needs, what are your short-term needs, what are your medium-term needs, and based on that, on the other side, if you chart out your income source, so let's say your income is 10,000 rupees and your expense is 4,000 rupees, then you have a investable surplus of around 6,000 rupees. So you can allocate that 6,000 rupees, which is your investable surplus, based on your short-term, medium-term and long-term needs. Once you are clear with your goal in terms of duration, let's say you required some amount after 2 years, some after 10 years, some after 20 years, and based on that, the investment advisors can help you to identify the right product for you. So the financial advisor, to have a financial advisor is very, very important in your financial journey, and you can plan with them. And every year or every 6 months, the review of plan is very, very critical. Every interval, every regular interval, maybe a 6 months, 1 year, you have to consult with your financial advisors, and accordingly you can modify your plan if required, and then you can invest.
The question also arises is how long should one put their money in an SIP? That's a very common question as well.
The minimum time frame for SIP, one should not invest their money for less than 5 years, because for any equity investment, 5 years is the minimum time frame you should keep in mind. When it comes to the maximum time frame for the SIP, it's all based on the requirement and your needs. If let's say your child is at the age of 10 and his higher education will start at the age of 18, then probably you can start at the age of 10, and based on the amount we required at the age of 18, accordingly you can plan your monthly installment for SIP. And at the time of the requirement of the money at the age of 18, you can redeem your funds. Similarly for retirement, similarly for your housing requirement, similarly for your child marriage. So SIP is very good to achieve your long-term goals. The long-term goals are your child higher education, your child marriage, and I think to start early is very, very important.
Can you just explain a little more about the importance of diversification and how exactly should one do that?
So diversification is very, very important. That's why I think to understand mutual fund is a vehicle is very, very critical. Mutual fund is a trust, and there are asset management companies, and then you have a registers, and then you have a trustee companies. So 10 people invest into that trust. That money goes to the trust. It's not into any private limited company or a public limited company. It's a trust. So let's say 10 people invest 1,000 rupees, then there is a corpus of 10,000 rupees into the mutual funds, and there are asset management companies who manage this 10,000 rupees, and they charge their asset management fees. Similarly, there is a trustee fee and there is a R&T fee for servicing the customer. Now this 10,000 rupees, they invest into different companies. They are not investing into one companies. So if you look at, there are lots of SEBI regulations are also there on the liquid mutual funds or a debt mutual funds or a equity mutual fund. Just to make it simple, I'll give you the example of a equity mutual fund. So suppose you invest your money, your 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees into equity mutual funds, then automatically your diversification is into minimum 30, 40, 50, 60 stocks. So you are already diversified into many securities.
Let's also talk about, debt mutual funds. Can you help us understand what exactly is the difference?
Debt mutual fund is also a very good investment option for medium-term investors. But you will have to keep one thing in mind, that there is no assured return, because the regulator doesn't allow you to any guarantee of return to the investors. So it's always based on the NAV. But your investment, if it is a debt fund, then your investment is 100% into debt securities. So they don't invest into stock or equity market. And then there are lots of variants available within the debt mutual funds. You have a 100% debt fund, where your investment is into 100% debt securities, and then you have a 95-5, so 5% is into equity, then you have a 10% is into equity, then you have a 15%, 25%, and it goes up to 50%. So there is a products available with, along with debt, you can invest little bit into equity, which will help you to again beat the inflation and give you the little higher kicker to your debt return.
Okay, I want to open the floor to the audience as well.
Why always it is being told that you get invested for the long time for this either mutual fund or direct equity, and not expecting returns more than 15 to 18%, though the company and mutual funds companies are getting return over a period of time more than 20 to 25%.
Indian mutual fund is the cheapest investment vehicle in the world today, and it's very, very transparent. So the total expense to the trust is very well defined. So you cannot charge your expense based on performance or based on corpus and all. So the expenses are well defined. Now within that total expense, that is called TER to the investor, within that there is a asset management fees, then there is a trustees fees, and there is a registrar fees, and so on and so forth. So whatever returns they achieve from the company minus the TER, whatever returns come, they pass it on to the investor. Now, whenever they communicate to you about roughly you get, if you are investing into mutual fund, you get 15% return. I think that is the simple form of communication. So otherwise, there is no hanky-panky in the entire structure. It's very, very transparent, and it's very cheap.
Okay, more questions. Sir, go ahead.
My question is, if I want to club my two mutual fund folios having different schemes, my amount is more than 5 lakhs. What is advisable, whether to club lump sum amount at a time or to go via liquid fund and then STP route?
As an individual, if your investment is in the range of, let's say 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 25 lakhs, or for that matter 3 crore, 5 crore or 10 crore, generally we have seen that if you keep in the range of 4 to 6 scheme is advisable. Because more than that, I think it's going to be over diversified, because as I rightly said that once you invest in one equity diversified scheme, they have already invested into 30, 40, 50 stocks. So if you have a good selection of 4 to 6 scheme, whether your portfolio is small, medium or large, I think it's quite enough.
Sir, I want to ask, like students like us who have initial startups, what are the prominent diversified sectors where we can invest to our SIPs?
I think you can pick a very basic, small, diversified scheme and start your investments. Because within equity also there are lots of options available. You have a sector fund, you have a small cap funds, you have a mid cap funds. But to start with, you can select any large cap or a hybrid diversified scheme with your first SIP.
Is it necessary to have a diversification across the fund houses also? because India is very known for corporate governance also.
I think, as I said earlier, it's a trust. That is number one. Number two is, again, as I said, if your investment is small or a large, to invest in 4 to 6 funds is a good idea, not only from the safety standpoint, but in terms of philosophy standpoint also. Because every fund houses, they have their risk management policies, they have their own philosophy in terms of investing funds, they have their own outlook about the market. So it's always to have a 4-5 different views in your portfolio is definitely going to help.
On that note, Mr. Desai, thank you ever so much for helping out all of our investors and our viewers. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you.
As we celebrate Women's Day, it becomes important to financially empower women of our society. A special investor awareness camp was conducted with women entrepreneurs in Lucknow to educate them about the importance of staying invested to earn better from the markets.
आप में से बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जिन्होंने लेटर और सूनर कहीं ना कहीं लाइफ के इंस्टेंस पे कोई ना कोई लोन लिया होगा. सो इफ़ यू टेक अ लोन यू नीड टू पे एन EMI. सो अभी EMI के लिए मेंटल ब्लॉक क्या है कि भाई उतना पैसा तो छोड़ना ही छोड़ना वरना बैंक वाला घर आ जाएगा. राइट और रॉन्ग? सो वाई कांट वी apply the same discipline towards our savings? So it should be ideally you earn an income, you save the money, and then you go for your expenses. We are closely heading towards a retirement age where nobody wants to work, and we need a huge fund to fund our retirement. आपके घर में 30,000 रुपए का मंथली खर्चा होगा, 30,000 रुपीज़ विच इज़ अ वेरी मियर एक्सपेंस. सो आज से 20 साल बाद 7% की महंगाई से यही खर्चा 1,61,000 होगा हर महीना. और आप ये सोचिए कि 60 साल की उम्र में आप रिटायर होंगे, बट द लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी कैन गो अप टू द एज ऑफ 85. तो अगले 25 साल को महंगाई को बीट करते हुए वो 1,61,000 85वें साल में 3.5 लाख रुपए महीने का खर्चा होगा. तो क्या आपके बैंक अकाउंट में इतनी फंडिंग है जो उसको फंड कर सके 4%, 5%, 6% के FD के इंटरेस्ट रेट पे? एक SIP चलाता था मैं ज़बरदस्ती. उस दिन सेल्स का प्रेशर था तो मेरा एक दोस्त आया था, उसने मेरी एक SIP करा दी थी 2008 में. नया फंड लॉन्च हुआ था, 3,000 रुपये की SIP चलाता था. तो 10 साल हो गए चलाते हुए, 36,000 रुपये साल के जाते थे. 10 साल में 3,60,000 गए हैं. 10,67,000 की वैल्यू है आज. और 3,60,000 एक साथ भी नहीं दिए. 23.5% के CAGR से रिटर्न बना है.
As ladies, we think that gold is one investment that, you know, it's in fact called Stri Dhan in India. So, you know, we have a lot of focus on it. But then apart from that, I've understood that it's very important. Better than gold is to invest in your mutual funds, your, you know, good stocks, etc. So these things are definitely an eye opener to people like us.
See, this is really something very important. Like I've been into it for the last, you can say 28 years, 18 years I've worked, and then 10 years I'm into entrepreneurship. So if you look back 10 years before, people were not very keen into this financial. Normally the husband or the male member of the family used to take care of finances. I think now people are really, there's so much of awareness now. So I think it's very important for the women also, because now women is moving out, they are working, they are doing their businesses and all. So this is very essential for a women to take care of the finances.
Like as entrepreneurs, financial awareness is something that we need to, we are always constantly lacking in. And there's just not enough talk about how to invest, and there's a lot of talk around how to earn money, but nobody tells you what to do with it. So a session like this, all of us here were really keen on having.
A Times Influence Initiative.